Hey, welcome to Storytime with Miss Norton. Today's story is called Christmas in the Big Woods. Now, if you've been listening to my stories, you know that we have been going on lots of adventures with Laura and her family in the big woods. And today it's Christmas. So, before we begin, does anybody have any eye wonders? All right, now I have a job for you. You might have your own questions, but my question for you is, if you were Laura in this story, how would you be feeling? So as we're reading this story, I want you to think about what Laura is doing and how she is feeling. Are you ready to get started? Excellent. Christmas in the Big Woods. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. Laura lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, her little sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog Jack. Christmas was coming and the little house was covered with snow. When Pa came in from shoveling, he caught Laura up in a big bear hug against his cold winter coat. His mustache was covered with melting snowflakes. Ma was busy all day long cooking good things for Christmas. She baked bread and apple pies and filled a big jar with cookies. Laura and Mary got to lick the spoon. Pa and Ma showed Laura and Mary how to make molasses candy by pouring hot sugar and molasses syrup into pans of snow. The syrup hardened at once and turned into candy. Laura and Mary could eat one piece each, but the rest was saved for Christmas Day. The day before Christmas, Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and cousins Peter, Alice, and Ella came to visit. Laura and Mary heard sleigh bells ringing, and then a big bobsled came out of the woods. Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins were inside, covered up with blankets. Oh, friends, how do you think Laura is feeling now that her cousins are coming to play? Think about it, breathe it, release it. When everyone came inside, the little house was filled to the seams. Jack ran around in circles, barking happily. Now there were lots of children to play with. Now, sometimes the author doesn't even have to tell us how the characters are feeling. Sometimes the illustrator helps us out with that. Can you look at this picture and tell how they're feeling just by looking at their faces? Yeah, if I was looking at their faces, I might say something like, I bet they are feeling excited, happy, glad, thrilled, joyful. Laura and Mary and the cousins put on their warm coats and mittens and scarves and went outside to make pictures in the soft, deep snow. They played so hard that when night came, they were too excited to sleep. But they knew they must, or Santa Claus would not come. So they hung their stockings by the fireplace, put on their red flannel nightgowns, and went to bed. In the morning, they all woke up almost at the same moment and ran to see what was in their stockings. In every stocking was a pair of bright red mittens and a stick of red and white striped peppermint candy. They were so happy they could hardly speak. But Laura was the happiest of all. In her stocking was a beautiful rag doll with black button eyes and a pink and blue calico dress. Laura named her doll Charlotte, and she let all the other children hold her. Now, friends, I'm going to give you a hint. If you keep listening to my stories the rest of the week, you'll see Charlotte again. For Christmas breakfast, Mom made each child a pancake man. All the children held their plates next to the stove and watched while Mom made the pancake men one by one out of pancake batter. Peter ate his up right away, but the girls ate theirs slowly to make them last. It was too cold to go outside, so the children played quietly inside. They ate their candy, admired their mittens, and looked at the pictures in Pa's big green book until it was time for the cousins to go home. Laura held Charlotte in her arms the whole time. At last, Aunt Eliza, Uncle Peter, and the cousins bundled up in their coats and blankets and got into the bobsled. Goodbye, they called, and off they went into the woods. In a little while, the happy sound of sleigh bells was gone, and Christmas was over. But what a happy Christmas it had been. The end. Now, if you were listening to this story, you would know that there were a lot of happy feelings in this story. So, for your writing, you are going to be writing a journal entry pretending to be Laura. And it looks something like this. Dear Journal, today I felt, and give me a feeling that you think Laura had today. But don't forget that magic word, because. Why did you feel that way? And then you're going to give me some key details. These are events that happened in the story. So if you are Laura, first what happened? Next what happened? Go ahead and challenge yourself and give me a then and a last. What happened in the story? And then sign it, Love, Laura. For those of you that listened to my story yesterday, I received so many journal entries yesterday, and I was very impressed with some of the feelings you came up with. I'm very excited to read what you come up with for today's story and Christmas in the Big Woods. All right, friends, can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.